So for today's video, I'm excited to now own my first Leonardo pen. This past weekend, some of us from the Middle Tennessee Pen Club made a road trip out to Arkansas to visit their pen club meeting, which happened to be hosted at Vaness. So I did what anybody would do, and this happened to follow me home. So let's get it open and take a look. Now, this was nice buying this at Vaness because I was able to go look at all the boxes, look at all the materials of some different Leonardo models, and decide which one I wanted to get. And that's an advantage of buying a pen at a store, is you can get a chance to look at all the different actual pens and the materials, because as we know, some of these materials are going to show different depending on how the batch was made. So it's got a really nice box. So here we go, and in the box, I already had it out of the sleeve. I've been waiting for a couple days now to actually ink this up and use it. Comes with the little keychain thing. It comes with paperwork. It's a really nice box. Leonardo Officina Italiana. Let me hold this over here on the side. You can see a really nice box and presentation. So, definite plus on that. But let's get to the important part. So this is the Blue Sorrento with the silver trim. I'll hold it over here so you can see that. It's a nice blue flake material. It's got the silver bands. It's got the known Leonardo clip with the little roller on it. So very cool looking pen. Now, some interesting things about this. I haven't obviously filled it up yet, but this is one that has, let's see, you can take the back cap off. You can take the cap itself off. And then when you unscrew this, this actually has a really nice, more substantial converter that's unique to Leonardo, because it actually screws in to the pen body itself. So you screw the converter in, and you can see there's threads on the converter right there. So those will screw in. And then it does have, the Leonardo logo on the nib. Now these are made by Jowo, I believe, and this is a steel nib, but I really look forward to using this. And the reason why you can take this little back cap off is that once you have this filled and have it in the pen, you can see this silver part of the rear end of the converter. There's a reason why it's nice. It actually comes through. You can see this is actually hollow, the body. If I can get it pointed, there we go. You can see through it. So when you put the pen back in the case, you can actually fill it with this little part of the converter that sticks out through the back. So that's neat if you're using the same ink and you just need a quick refill. You don't have to disassemble the pen or anything like that. So it's the first one of the pens that I own like that, but it is a neat feature. I don't know if I'll do that often, but it's nice to know I can. So for now, I'm going to go in and put this back on the back here because I'm going to fill it the traditional way. And I will say it took a lot of self-control to not try and ink this up immediately, but I was having a great time at the Arkansas Pen Club meeting, talking to people and whatnot. So this was kind of sitting in front of me and kind of became second fiddle. So what I'm going to put in it is I also recently, now I ordered this from Vaness, but I did not pick it up in the store. It's an order that was delivered a few days before I actually went to Little Rock. This is the Esterbrook Coffee Monsters Co. Forgotten Iced Coffee. It's a kind of taupish brown color, is my understanding. And I thought that would be a good fit for this because I have a lot of blues in pens now. And in this material, there's some brownish tones that kind of come through. So I think it'll be a good mix. So let me get this inked up and we can see how this looks. And got the converter all the way down. And I've only seen this ink in pictures. And get that back down in there. And that is a nice smooth converter with that metal on it. It's kind of a minor little detail, but over time that will be nice. Because some converters, they don't last all that long. They kind of get to a point where you really need to change them out. But I have a feeling this will be a lot more substantial. So let me grab some paper and we'll do a little writing here and see how this looks. Okay, so got some paper here, and I'm going to be writing today. If you saw my recent video about that I moved into Plotter, If not, I'll put a link in the little card and a link in the description. This is my new A5 Shiranami plotter, and this is just some of the stock plotter dot grid. It's a 5mm dot grid paper. So, and this is an extra vine nib. Just wanted to make sure I mentioned that. So, let's do some writing here. And this is a nice Yovo. It's got a little bit of an audible sound to it that I know the microphone's not going to pick up, but I do like that. Some people don't like the sound of nibs when they're writing on paper. I actually do, so that's going to be a nice perk for this one. But it's comfortable in the hand. You know, I don't have the largest hands, but it fits my hand well. And let me grab a couple of other pins and show you some comparisons, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here's a couple of pins that I just happen to have sitting on the top of my desk. I've got the Asvine J16, my Lamy 2000 stainless, and my Kaweco piston filler sport. So it kind of, you see, it's, you know, not all that much bigger than the Kaweco. It's about, and if you look at size-wise comparison, about the same length as the Lamy 2000, similar diameter, and since I do like riding with the 2000s, I think this is going to be a great fit, and man, that color. And I'm glad I chose that ink, because if you see here that kind of brownish taupe in the cap, the writing sample matches that really well. And let me open that back up and kind of show that ink, because this is the first time using that ink, and it's a great first impression, I must say. Find where I put that page. And I'll do a little bit more writing here and try and hold it so that, or move things around so I can show in this side camera while doing it. Be a little awkward because I'm going to be writing sideways. There we go. So this is the Estabrook. Okay, so here's the part that I want to show. And let's see. Well, actually, the nice thing with the rings, I can actually take the paper out of here. It'll be a little bit easier to hold up in the camera. So let me just put this aside. Okay. So let me start by just trying to hold it up to this top camera, and then I'll also show to the side. So you can see the color in there, and hopefully this is picking it up. It's hard to tell. The brownish taupe of that does kind of match that undertone that's under the blue. Like there's a grayish, because this is a brownish gray, I would describe it. And let me try here. Let's see. Yeah, so that's going to show. You can see how that ties in really well for the subtle hues in the material. So I think that's going to be a nice pairing. And the ink, so far, just in its first impression, the ink performs pretty well. So I'm going to be looking forward to using that some more. So overall, great first impression. I figured a Leonardo was one of those pens I should own at least one, even if it's not a brand that I get into a lot of. But you see people talking about them all the time. You see people who have a large selection of them. So there has to be something to that for people to continue to purchase new versions of the Leonardo pen. So I look forward to having this in the collection and putting it to use. And once again, it was a great time going to Vaness. Don't forget, Vaness has offered a discount code of 10% for people who are watching the channel. You can use the code dwrdnet at checkout. There are some exclusions like TWSBI and Galen Leather, but save a little bit of money when you place an order, which is never a bad thing. I do have a favor to ask. I'm really trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I passed the 800 mark and I realized I think I could do 1,000. So do me a favor and go in and click on subscribe and leave me a comment. Do you have any Leonardo pens? Are these ones that are, like me, you kind of have had on your list and haven't pulled the trigger yet? Or you tried them and they weren't your thing? Or did you get the Leonardo with the piston versus the converter? Leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. I could see potentially owning a piston version in the future as well. There are some other of the materials that I really liked. But for now, I'm going to stick with this one. So don't forget to leave a comment for me. And until next time, thanks for watching.